Right now, in Jerusalem, something impossible is happening. A gate that's been sealed shut for 500 years is showing signs it might actually be opening. And if ancient prophecies are right, this could change everything. Look, I know this sounds crazy. But hear me out. There's this gate in Jerusalem that most tourists walk past every single day without even noticing. It looks like just another old wall. But this isn't just any wall, this is the Eastern Gate. And according to both Jewish and Christian prophecy, the Messiah himself is supposed to walk through this exact gate when he returns. Here's the thing that'll blow your mind. Someone sealed it shut on purpose. And now, after 5 centuries, it's starting to crack. If you've ever wondered about Bible prophecy or whether ancient predictions could actually come true, you need to stick around for this. Because what's happening to this gate right now is something nobody saw coming. Hit that like button if you're ready to dive into one of the most mysterious places on Earth. So why was this gate sealed in the first place? Here's where it gets really interesting. Back in the 1500s, the Ottoman Empire controlled Jerusalem. The Sultan, they called him the Magnificent, was rebuilding the city's walls. But then he made one very specific decision that nobody could explain. He ordered the Eastern Gate to be completely sealed up. No windows, no doors, nothing. Just solid stone. But wait, it gets even more incredible. This Sultan didn't just seal the gate. He put a Muslim cemetery right in front of it. And here's why that matters. According to Jewish law, priests can't walk through cemeteries because it makes them spiritually unclean. So if the Messiah was going to be a priestly figure, this cemetery would literally block his path. Think about that for a second. A ruler from 500 years ago was so concerned about a prophecy that he didn't just close a gate, he created a spiritual barrier. The Bible talks about this gate in ways that'll give you chills. The prophet Ezekiel had this incredible vision while he was in exile in Babylon. He saw God's glory entering the temple from the east. Brilliant light, overwhelming power, coming straight through what he called the East Gate. But here's what's really heartbreaking. Earlier in his book, Ezekiel also saw God's presence leaving the temple. And guess which direction it went? East. Through the same gate. It's like the Bible is telling us this gate is the doorway between heaven and earth. Now fast forward hundreds of years. Jesus is about to enter Jerusalem for the last time. It's right before Passover. The crowds are going absolutely crazy. And the route he takes? From the Mount of Olives, straight across the valley, directly through the Eastern Gate. The Bible even predicted this moment. But here's what's going to blow your mind. Jesus went back up to heaven from the exact same spot. The Mount of Olives. And the Bible says when he returns, his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, east of Jerusalem. See the pattern? Everything points to this gate. Here's the Bible verse that explains everything. Hebrews says the entire universe was formed by God's command, meaning everything we can see was created from things we can't see. The physical world isn't the whole story. When you're looking at the Eastern Gate, you're not just seeing old limestone. You're looking at a doorway between our world and God's world. And here's how God typically works. He doesn't use fireworks to get our attention. Jesus wasn't born in a palace. He was born in a stable. He didn't ride into Jerusalem on a war horse. He chose a donkey. So when we see strange things happening at this gate, dust falling, stones shifting, weird sounds from inside, maybe we shouldn't brush it off. Look directly across from the Eastern Gate and you'll see the Mount of Olives. This isn't random geography. This is a supernatural pattern that's been playing out for thousands of years. Ezekiel saw God's presence leave the temple and travel east to rest on the Mount of Olives. But he also saw that same glory returning from the east, coming back through the Eastern Gate. Centuries later, Jesus follows the exact same pattern. Palm Sunday, he comes down from the Mount of Olives and enters Jerusalem through the Eastern Gate. After Jesus rose from the dead, where did he go to ascend into heaven? The Mount of Olives. Angels said, "This same Jesus will return the same way you saw him leave." That's not a metaphor. That's GPS coordinates. In recent years, something strange has been happening. Scholars, pastors, and everyday believers have been traveling to the Eastern Gate. And what they're reporting is consistent and honestly kind of eerie. Some say they've felt vibrations humming deep underground. Others have witnessed fine dust falling from the stone archways. No wind. No construction nearby. Just a slow, steady shedding, like the gate is waking up from a 500-year sleep. Some people claim they've heard sounds coming from inside the sealed wall. Not construction noise, but like groaning. Like pressure building up behind the stones. We're talking about people from different backgrounds, different countries, all describing the same experience. Jerusalem isn't just another ancient city. It's literally the heartbeat of Bible prophecy. The Bible mentions Jerusalem over 800 times. This is spiritual ground zero where heaven and earth have collided throughout history. If this city was at the center of Jesus' first coming, don't you think it's going to play a central role in his return? When Jesus talked about the fig tree, he wasn't giving us a gardening lesson. Most Bible scholars agree the fig tree represents Israel as a nation. Jesus said, "When you see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door." What if Jesus wasn't speaking metaphorically? What if he was talking about an actual gate? The rebirth of Israel in 1948 was like the first leaf appearing on that fig tree. Since then, the signs have been multiplying. But here's the most chilling sign of all. A gate that's been closed for 500 years might actually be starting to open. Picture this. A gate made of ancient stone, sealed tight for almost 500 years. And now we're seeing whispers of change. What if this isn't decay? What if this is design? When this gate opens, it might not swing open with fireworks. But spiritually, it's going to shake the heavens. This isn't just a gate. This is a declaration waiting to happen. And when it opens, it won't just reveal a passage. It will announce a king. 4 centuries, prophecy has been waiting. This gate might be the final threshold. The signs are subtle, but they're stacking up. The world is asleep, but the gate is stirring. And heaven is watching. The question is, are you? If this message stirred something inside you, don't just scroll past it. Hit that subscribe button if you believe this is a sign worth watching. What do you think? Are we witnessing the beginning of the greatest event in human history? Drop a comment and let me know. The Eastern Gate is still sealed today. But if prophecy is right, it won't stay that way forever. This story isn't over. It may just be beginning.